Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam. Today I am playing an innovative collected company deck. This one is built around Fulminator Mage and Liliana Heretical Healer. So just get some good old-fashioned LLD in there, along with the typical grindy elements of a collected company deck. So let's see how it goes. Opponent is on the play, that's lucky, but my hand's solid. I've got Burn into Fulminator, and then some removal spells, so we will keep. Hopefully I can draw a company here. Unsurprisingly, the card the deck is named after and built around is the one you want to draw. Funny how that works. Ooh, I do like seeing Hallowed Fountain. That's usually good for Fulminator mages of all kinds, but untapped. Normally I would suspect Seer Visions, but that's a sorcery. I'm perfectly fine if they path my bird. Are they playing with Opt in their blue-white deck? Okay, they are. Did they find a card they wanted? They did. Just yes to every question. Okay, a Jeskai strategy. Well, how do you like this one? So there are two pretty poor draws here to start the game. Two more mana creatures when I didn't really need more mana. This Fleshback Marauder is pretty bad. And our Fulminator Mage got mana leaked. So, pretty disastrous start. But we will soldier on. Please play Geist. Ooh. Interesting. Ooh. Also interesting. Gotta get this foil swamp out of my deck. Playing with the Reflector Mage, Opt and Mana Leak. I don't really fully understand what's going on here, but I have enough mana, so I'm just going to get back a threat. Yes, I do want to use Eternal Witness's ability. Thank you. Unfortunately now, Cryptic Command is available. So I think I'm going to spend my turn duressing them to see what's what and getting a mana creature down as we trade some damage. See if this baits a Cryptic Command. Not really baiting, but forces a Cryptic Command. Remand. Okay then. I guess I could have played Noble pre-combat and gotten an extra point there. I was thinking more along the lines that my mana creature is likely to die, given that I'm missing land 4. I'd rather keep the Noble around, but the point might have been more relevant. I keep making land drops. This Fulminator Mage is not going to look very good. I guess I can try to cut them off a color. But until this is cracked, I can't really do that. Classic. It would be really nice to Brutality into Fulminator. Yeah, well, I'll get the Noble down now. Get in our 3-point attack. And then I'm going to play one of these creatures, probably just the Fulminator, and then I won't use it yet. And then next turn I'll try to set up Brutality as a duress into Liliana. Obviously, if they go to kill my Fulminator, I can still get a land with it. Let's see if this gets countered. It does not. Excellent. If it did, then we'd still have a way to transform Liliana with Fleshbag Marauder, so I wasn't too worried. Ooh, and the strand gets cracked, I assume, for a Hallowed Fountain. So I might be able to cut them off a color if I do resolve everything and transform Liliana. But, I guess I still get to cut them off white. Depending on this land drop, should it be made. Are they are they verdicting me? Are they verdicting me? Are they baiting me into something? I don't know. But I know I don't like it. I don't like what they just did there, tapping for something on their main phase. I was not really thinking they would have main deck Sweeper with Reflector Mage as well. Because usually Reflector Mage comes with even more creatures. Sort of expecting Restoration Angel, something along those lines. I can block this and then eat their Hallowed Fountain or Sacred Foundry to stop a potential verdict. Unless they have a white source in hand. It feels like they were tapping out for a verdict there, and then they thought better of it and said, oh, I can get this free attack in first, without realizing that they had signaled to me they had a verdict. I'm going to go with my read. It would be really weird for them to figure out what I'm trying to do and make that bluff to induce this block. That seems unlikely. So, that one. And hopefully I have just ruined all of their hopes and dreams. Okay, didn't have an opt to use that mana. Sweltering Suns. Didn't... Okay. Well, they had it regardless, I guess. Sure. We're not really behind, right? They have 5 lands, 3 cards. We have 4 lands, 4 cards. These Liliana should be quite good. I am going to duress them. And play a bird here, and hopefully get a land next turn and be able to go Liliana, Fleshbag, transform, and start ticking up. Oh, they are a Jeskai Saheeli deck. That's not good. That Saheeli is difficult to beat. Hallowed Fountain Saheeli. Yeah, Saheeli's a hard one right now. I don't have any pressure here. I guess I did prevent them. They drew a bolt. I did prevent them from casting Suns and Saheeli that turn. But it's going to be hard. Okay, put it on the bottom. That's at least a good sign. That's a good card. Yeah, I think I should do that one. I'm playing into a counterspell by not casting it beforehand, but I think that's better than playing into something like a Snapcaster on... I guess I could snap either thing, but... Okay, on the bottom. Me passing with mana up also might give them pause about going for the combo should they have drawn it. I'm just going to keep this chat window up because they're scrying every turn, as opposed to the endless clicking. Really hope this resolves. Oh wow, it did. That was a good hit too. These two creatures fully pressure Saheeli and are both resilient to removal. There's no real advantage to me playing the Liliana first. They would just use their removal spell then in response. And did we do it? Ooh, we did it. Okay. I don't want to expose. If I play Liliana, I'm exposed to like Snapcaster and Sweltering Suns much more so than I need to be, given that they're at 12 with one card in hand. So I'm actually just going to play the bird, leave up the mana for Troll. Next turn I can play 3-drop and also leave up that mana, and really just never lose this. It's going to be a hard one for them to beat unless they find a Felidar Guardian, which we do have an answer to. And the winner. You know, I said very early on in that game I wanted to draw a Collected Company. Showed up right on time. Right on time. Okay. What do I want? I definitely want Fatal Push. I like Troll Ascetic, and I like Kitchen Finks. Scavenging Ooze might be good if they are a Snapcaster deck, but it doesn't seem great. I don't particularly like Fleshbag Marauder, although they do have some creatures. I'm bringing in another Fatal Push because I want instant speedways to interact with the combo. Decay deals with Saheeli, so that's also good. Brutality, the information is valuable. Yeah, I think I can just cut Fleshbag Marauder. What is the other card? I probably cut a mana creature because they have a bunch of Sweltering Suns. I'm supposed to cut Noble. My mana isn't great in this deck. There's a lot of basics, actually. I guess because of Field of Ruin, that's 8 basics. Just put some more fetch lands in your deck. Maybe I don't want Liliana. It just dies to Bolt. It's kind of hard to transform in this matchup. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially when I'm cutting Fleshbag. Okay. But when I'm on the play, I'm going to consider bringing in the Black Stone Rain, but on the draw, I don't think I want it. This hand is quite good. Turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Finks, turn 3 Collected Company, holding up Decay. This is pretty ideal, actually. No, doesn't even have an opt. No, perfect. Now this Verdant can get a swap, preserve my life total a bit, and I still have double black for my many double black cards. Cascade Bluffs. Interesting one, I guess, because of Sweltering Suns. I want to be able to get to double red. Also suggestive of Cryptic Command. Okay, is it Charm not a bad one? I could play the tapped Overgrown Tomb here, but in case they play Saheeli, I'd like to have Decay up, so I will play Verdant. Should they do nothing, I'll just crack it for a tapped Overgrown Tomb and leave some basics in my deck. And get started with Kitchen Finks next turn. They do have Saheeli, so now I feel smart. They'll get 1 Scry. Hope it's a good one. And they top, so I guess it is a good one. Get this Decay. Kill your thing. And play my own thing. Ooh, Tireless Tracker is also a good one. That'll make a very good turn 5 play, because I'll be able to immediately crack a clue. So Kitchen stinks. Little oof that could. Unfortunately, this does not represent exact pressure on a Saheeli. I could have played Tracker to stop them from playing a Saheeli, but that's just so bad against a lot of other things. Reflector Mage is not a bad one. Given that they have Mana Leak, I kind of want to Collected Company right now. If they had Tap and Sweltering Suns as a 2-for-2, I'm not too concerned about that. I could also hit Fulminator Mage, which would be pretty good. Yeah. I do play into a Bolt, I guess, this way. I could make use of that 1 mana. Well, they're definitely not making use of that 1 mana now, but if they have a Sweltering Suns, I'm going to look mighty foolish. If they don't have a Sweltering Suns, the game's probably over. This is Wrath of God. Okay, just Felidar Guardian. I imagine they will exile a land. Interesting choice. No, they just decline to use it. Weird. Well, we are now unfortunately in a bind where we cannot stop the combo. So I'm going to bluff as hard as I can, which means not attacking because I don't want to be forced to tap mana to regen. And it's going to mean playing Tracker and shocking myself with this Overgrown Tomb and leaving up 2 mana. For a fetch, it would be much better because that would bluff Fatal Push, but this still bluffs Decay, which they've seen. Always yield. And we'll hope... Oh, they do have a Bolt. Well, you know, I got my 1 card. It does mean they are down to 1 card as well, so... Rugged Prairie, the 2 filter lands. I didn't even notice that this was a red-white one. What would they need double white for? Okay, no Saheeli, or they're not going for it at least. If I draw a Fatal Push, I do a Field of Ruin to turn it on, so that's important to note. Another Troll Ascetic. Ugh. Now I'll start attacking. Okay, they just do that, so that frees me up to actually play another thing. I'm going to choose the Finks because that's better against Sweltering Suns. I don't have enough mana to regenerate multiple trolls. Sure, they have a path, that's fine. Given that I have another troll in hand, I'm just going to find another forest. I have plenty of black mana. Please don't kill me. The unfortunate part is that even if my bluff is working, it's never going to work long enough to win the game. So I do eventually have to draw an answer. If they have it. If they don't have it, then whatever. These trolls are going to do their job. Albeit somewhat slowly. Ooh, this is another Guardian. That would be it. That would be tough. Okay, just blue-red. Spreading Seas? No? Oh, is this actual Sweltering Suns? They're just going to deal with 1 troll? Oh, another Reflector Mage. That's fine. No, it doesn't do anything. That's an interesting one. Okay, so I have 7 mana here. I'm playing a land to get to 8. So Tractor will leave me with 5 left over. Then I can Field of Ruin, go down to 3 left over, and then pass. That sounds good to me. I guess I could leave up even more than that. Oh, no, that's... I meant to tap the swamp, but I clicked too quickly. It doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah, I'm just going to pass here. I don't want to be forced to spend mana on trolls. This might be a little too conservative, but... Lone Missionary, that's fine. Okay. I keep drawing spells, but there are spells that just don't really do much of anything. Maybe getting punished here for not Field of Ruining earlier if they have a removal spell. But I need to be mana efficient here. Okay. Excellent. I wonder how many basics they have. I already have 3 on board. Well, that was poor timing on that. But, you know what, I'll take it. I'll get an extra clue out of the deal now. And they do have another island. Okay, well, that's fine. Now I have a bunch of clues. I can start... How many basics you got? Does that do much of anything? Let's get another one of these down and pass again and crack these clues on end step. I'm honestly just so confident in this game if I can insulate myself from the combo that I'm willing to slow play it a lot. Maybe I will end up being made a fool as a result, but you know, if I brick off these next couple draws, I'll start getting in there in earnest. And I have bricked. Okay then. Kind of want to see if I can LD them, because that would be cool. But for now, let's try to mash. Regenerate. Missionary down, they take 3. Play this ooze. They have drawn a counter spell. Not a bad one. If they have a Sweltering Suns and I play this ooze, I'm only going to be able to save 2 creatures. Is that good enough? I mean, the ooze is going to clock them really quickly, so I do want to get that down. I think it's worth it. Now we'll see if I get punished. If I just played this game as aggressively as possible, I might have put them into a pretty bad spot at this point. They did bottom off that opt. Let's see what they do off this one. They bottom with that opt. They have 5 basics at least, so. Okay, let's get some creatures out of here. Like your lone missionary. Or you, or my noble hierarch. Or my tireless tracker. One of them. So I'm not going to crack this fetch because it can turn on revolt for fatal push, easier than this field of ruin. I also want to leave up the mana in case they have a Snapcaster, which might be in their deck. I'm not sure. And I want to leave this tracker in my graveyard anyway in case I draw Eternal Witness, leaving the fetch land uncracked. I think I only have 2 trackers, so that's not that big of a deal. Fulminator Mage doesn't do much. It does attack. But let's attack with all of our things. I guess if I draw a Eternal Witness, I'm just getting back Abrupt Decay, so that is not a big concern. So they take 6 here. And I'm 2 turns shy, it would appear. I guess this stops Sweltering Suns, but that card just doesn't do anything. I know this doesn't affect my clock, so I'm just going to take some mana away from them. Yeah, they do their mana floaty thing. Now we're just left to sweat some draw steps, because I have not seen one of my 4 remaining removal spells, or an Eternal Witness. But it looks like we are still safe. Excellent. Okay, let's deal with this Reflector Mage. And now I think I'm just going to start taking things out of their graveyard. The size of this ooze doesn't much matter. Take some cantrips in case that's how they manage to get to Saheeli. This actually can't find... Oh, I have another Ogre Tomb. Okay, so this can find green mana. Took the path at first because it deals the ooze. The bolts don't really do anything. Okay, that is a pretty good one. I'm going to leave that one in my hand because this can find instant speed interaction if I just get the Eternal Witness. So I imagine they'll be setting up for just one last draw step here. And I've probably given them 2 or 3 extra turns as a result of my trying to play around the combo. I've inadvertently played into it. Oh, what are they doing? They have some. They must have like a path or something. That would be pretty good. Indeed they do. Okay. I have 1 basic left in my deck. So now they think they have 2 more turns, but the Coco should, as long as it hits something reasonable, do them in. Two cards in hand. Once again, no Saheeli. They've gone through almost half their deck and only found the 1. Okay. Is this good? Ugh. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Just needed to hit a relevant creature. Okay. Phone just went off. Startled me for a second. I guess they will have their one extra turn. Regenerate. All right, 3. I don't think there's any value in playing the Ooze. They have a Wrath of God in their deck. And they'd have to have multiple creatures to get through these trolls. Even if they left me with one troll against their Guardian, they would have to chump it away, and I would be fine. So, yeah, I'll just pass the turn. I wonder if I was supposed to play this Noble earlier and be attacking for 4 on some of those early turns. Force them to either chump block with one thing or be in a rough spot. Okay, well, they did not find Saheeli Rai for a million turns, while we failed to also find an answer. You know, it's sort of like the pocket pair versus the overcards. I mean, our hand was already made. We had inevitability. They had to find it in time and find it before we found our countermeasure. So it's one of those games where you feel like you got lucky because you're looking at your hand and seeing that you're dead to the Saheeli, but I mean, we might have just had a removal spell the entire time. And if we find one at any point, then we're a gigantic favorite to win instead of just the slight favorite. If they only have 3 Saheelis, we have 4 or 5 removal spells left. I think 4 left, 3 pushes and 1 decay. And Eternal Witness to get back the decay in the yard, plus Coco's and do witnesses. So I think we're actually more likely to find it, even though they have some cantrips that are redraws. We also drew a bunch of extra cards with Tireless Tracker, so you know, that's just how the games go sometimes. Deck gave us a sweat, but then their deck was like, okay, you've done enough. Troll Ascetic did a lot of work. I mean, they had a bunch of Reflector Mages and spot removal spells that the Trolls made very bad, so card put in work as it used to many years ago. Sort of been outclassed now, usually replaced by Thrun, but you can't collect a company into Thrun, so instead we have Troll Ascetic. I think it's one of those cards for a deck like this. You're trying to put your opponent low on resources, and they're going to be trying to use cheap removal spells to stay in it, and Troll stops that plan, so it makes sense. Either way, hope you enjoyed watching a tense game 2 there, and you can come back and see me on... Oh, what is the next one? This is Monday, so you can see me on Wednesday. Bye.